Red versus blue.
God, what a good great montage technique.
Brilliant. They actually make Cerebro fun.
Eddie!
You need Y's and goals, Eric.
Come on. Themes.
You need passions. What up, friends? We're here to watch X-Men First Class, a movie that didn't do that well at the box office, but revitalized the reputation of X-Men.
After X-Men Origins Wolverine tarnished and sullied an entire trilogy, 3 didn't help much.
That was a rough watch.
Well, it's like 2 in a row bad after 2 in a row good really hurts.
I know, but Origins Wolverine made me go, maybe I'm done with this.
We just bail on the whole MCU watch. One movie ends a 30-film saga.
I was thinking about in the car ride over here. I did see this in the theaters, and I'm like, I must have seen it at least one more time after that. I don't recall when that was, but it's been a very long time. Rewatching was not really the name of the game for me for a lot of these movies.
I think this is the one that I think is the closest to like an X-Men movie, because from the beginning I always thought like they were too Wolverine heavy. I love Wolverine, but like Wolverine and the X-Men has been a problem. This one feels like a team. It feels like the Magneto Xavier stuff is solid without the cost. So personally, this is the one I think of as like, we got close. We've almost had an X-Men movie.
Let's see how it holds up. I'm excited, Coy. I'm excited. See, these brain cells that are dead?
That's excitement.
Still residual.
That's what I feel. Just
residual from that Origins Wolverine movie.
Yeah, it's rough, man. That was. I remember 20 minutes. I was like, this isn't so bad, and then I got Batman and Robin.
Yeah, that was better. That's why
it was.
Whoa. Oh, because Singer produced it.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know, I have still never seen that movie.
Do you know the twist?
That's why I've never bothered to watch it. I think they did repurpose the footage of it.
Oh, yeah, I think it's different. I mean, I guess the same footage used differently.
Yeah.
I think these shots are from X-Men 1. It's a smart way to connect, like, this is the same universe, these are the same characters.
Is this the same? I can't tell if it's exactly the same.
It's the exact same footage, a little faster.
I didn't know if they just reshot it.
No, I think it's literally the footage. I mean, that way it shows like a comic flashback, but also shows like this is the same man.
Mother, what are you... I thought you were a burglar.
I was about to beat your ass with a bat, mother!
Back to bed. Who are you?
J-Law. Not J-Law yet, but will be. Oh, that's
Just
cool. She even
kid.
shrinks.
Oh, yeah. Good catch.
Not scared of me? I always believed I couldn't be the only one in the world.
Oh, she was the first mutant that he met?
That makes sense, their bond in this series especially.
Raven, you're hungry and alone. Take whatever you want. You never have to steal again.
Gonna make this a school for gifted youngsters.
You will never be a bad guy.
I do like the juxtaposition between Eric's childhood and Charles's, and having and not having, and then the intercutting.
Die Gene sind der Schlüssel, aber Ediths Seele ist die Schokolade. Willst du?
Ich will meine
So
Mama
cool.
sehen.
The choices of shots are so specific of when to have him be overpowering and these like godlike tall shots. But then when he wants to play equal, they go over the shoulder with him, like right there.
Yeah, like his POV or his connection versus Stark.
Ich hab's versucht, Herr Doktor. Es geht nicht.
Es tut mir leid, Erik.
Kevin Bacon is really good in this thing. Oh, what a cool reveal shot.
Yeah, they just go to where we were POV, the other side of the room, just evil.
Mein Schatz. Wie geht's dir?
Oh, and it answers the outcome of the mom, too, after he was separated.
From the beginning, yeah. Ugh.
We go 3 movies thinking that they never reunited.
And it plants him as a villain from the beginning.
Mama, du schaffst das.
2,
Oh, it's so cruel.
Alles ist gut.
3.
I'm glad he looked over and saw her first. Oh, that is cruel. I like how it's like horrific, but it's got a right sense of like 1940s pulp. It's like a just right line.
Ausgezeichnet, Erik. Wir können deine Gabe also mit Wut hervorbringen.
What a way to launch Magneto. Like anger and pain, who the character is.
I love how like completely apathetic Sebastian is. he is like no void of emotional understanding. He separates himself from the Nazis, but yet he presents himself as just as evil.
Yeah. And then this origin, like where this goes, because it was supposed to be X-Men Origins Wolverine, then X-Men Origins Magneto. It was supposed to be a Magneto movie, and then they turned all the Magneto scenes into this and like put it into a first class. But like this movie is so fascinating, the Michael Fassbender one. I think it works in the movie, but it's such a compelling Tarantino story.
It is nice watching a composed movie.
Honestly, this is so comfortably my favorite of them. Like, it's directed well. It's got a tone. It's got incredible performances.
The foreshadowing of what he will do to him.
I mean, I say this a lot about good movies, but the confidence in this movie is so special.
Norman, pint of bitter for me and a brandy for the lady, please.
How did you know that?
Lucky guess. Name's Xavier. Heterochromia was in reference to your eyes, which I have to say are stunning. One green, one blue. It's a mutation. It's a very groovy. Mutation took us from single-celled organisms to being the dominant form of reproductive life on this planet.
Damn.
Infinite forms of variation with each generation, all through mutation.
Then let's reclaim that word. Mutant and proud.
Chin chin, hey.
Oh, I guess I have to buy my own drink.
I'm sorry, one cola?
And what are you studying? Waitressing.
Whoa.
Oh, look, you have heterochromia too.
Sorry, what?
Look at her eye.
What a fun way to show jealousy.
Don't talk to me. You did that on purpose.
I did not. Why would I do it on purpose? You know I can't control it sometimes. If I'm stressed or I'm
You
tired.
should be doing a perfectly good job right now.
I like how the tone is very much carried by James McAvoy's performance.
Yeah, he's such an anchor. He's so good at being like charming, but also a little condescending, but smart. And they plant the seeds of Mutant and Proud so well.
Would you date me?
Any young man would be lucky to have you. You're stunning.
Looking like this.
You're my oldest friend.
I'm your only friend.
Thank you for that.
I'm sleepy. Will you read to me?
Can't. I have my thesis coming up. I have to study.
Oh, fine. Read that. Your thesis always sends me right off.
Oh, they do have chemistry.
Yeah, like their history is so clear.
Mutated human species in any region was followed by the immediate extinction of their less evolved kin.
Great exposition. And seeing the seeds planted in Mystique turning, oh man, it's so well done.
Well, it's like, which path do you choose? And she is that middle point as you, the audience member.
Yeah, our eye line.
Oh, what a good shot.
Oh man, Matthew Vaughn.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Vendu de leur bien. Ceci est le prix de leur sang. Et vous allez m'aider à trouver les salauds qui ont fait ça.
And then you keep him plated in that gold.
Him in power.
Je veux Schmidt, Klaus Schmidt.
Nous plions, donne-moi l'adresse. Nous sommes
Pas ce genre de banque.
Oh.
Merci.
I love the minute torture stuff. The watch, the teeth.
Full control.
When you think
the
of
whole
Magneto,
situation.
you think of like big magnetism things to pull from. But what about the littlest things you can mine?
Si vous prévenez qui que ce soit de mon arrivée, je vous retrouverai.
Man, actual Vegas footage from then. I love the way it plays with time. Like, I really wish they'd done more, but pre-Fantastic Four to use time. I know Captain Marvel did it, but like, there's so much to be mined from 60 years of Marvel.
That's 3 mob bosses, the Italian ambassador, and the CEO of Lockheed.
They can't all be communists. Hellfire Club. It's gotta be something else.
Hellfire Club.
Hello, girls. Wow, very nice.
What are you doing?
Using some equipment the CIA didn't give me. Colonel Hendry.
Yes, ma'am.
Emma Frost, Sebastian Shaw's associate.
And where is Mr. Shaw?
We're having a party.
She's supposed to be the same Diamond Girl from.
Yep, we
Origins
just
Wolverine.
met 2 years ago. Yep. So that makes that set in the 40s or 50s, maybe.
Oh no, that was after Vietnam War.
But did it say
Origins
when?
Wolverine. It was 16
Yeah, so it
years
had to-
after. Yeah.
So that'd be like 80s.
It's
Vietnam was
true.
70s.
Yeah, it's
This is
gonna-
60s.
Yeah, it's
like
gonna
the last movie.
And it's cool how they're using her, Rose Byrne, because there's semi-Bond girl vibe about it.
Yeah. Well, and Claremont had that like soap opera horniness in his run that they capture here.
Sorry, I've been booked by Colonel Hendry.
I don't know if you guys have seen the show Platonic, but she is hilarious in
She's
that show.
so good in that show.
How easy would it be for someone to just
Accidentally end up in this clandestine.
What the hell did you put in my drink?
It is smart to have introduced Kevin Bacon earlier on, especially our audience association with him. I don't think he would have been anywhere near as menacing if this was his first introduction scene.
I agree. And also to show they age slowly, it allows for some continuity fun like 20 years ago. But like him mercilessly killing is such a good introduction.
Especially as keeping all his dialogue in the beginning in German.
Yeah. You also are aware that like he's been around for a long time with that scene, so it adds some legacy to his evil.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Azazel?
Awesome.
We ever decide to fire them, the Russian early warning system won't even
No way! I forgot he was in this.
He was just in Welcome to Derry, reprising this role.
He's never played a military man before or since.
Also the beginning of Pineapple Express. This guy.
Yeah, he's so good, man.
Looks like Henry wants to start World War III. Got bigger things to deal with right
Damn,
now.
it's crazy to know that because this movie just didn't make that much money.
Have you lost your mind?
That this is the only X-Men movie we got like this.
Yeah, and we could have had a 70s one, and then they just folded that into Days of Future Past.
Yeah, because this is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's a real movie.
I don't think I quite appreciated it like to this degree.
It's comfortably the best because it's like a film with X-Men in it.
Yeah.
Matthew Vaughn wanted to do The Cure next, and then Days of Future Past is the third, bringing it all together, and that would have been such a perfect trilogy.
He always knows how to capture Magneto.
And Xavier.
Well, I just love his visual language to Magneto. He always knows how to make him feel imposing.
Mm-hmm.
And like a threatening presence that's entered the room.
Well, Fassbender has such a gravitas to him.
Was hat sie nach Argentinien verschlagen?
Mein Vater hat die schönsten Anzüge Düsseldorfs gemacht.
Meine Eltern kamen aus
Und wie ist der Name?
Sie hatten keinen Namen. Ihr Name wurde ihnen weggenommen.
I love how he's doing it.
He's so threatening, so intimidating.
That was so cool. So far, the best looking one, too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Blut und Ehre. Ja, was würden Sie gerne zuerst verlieren?
Wir hatten unsere Befehle.
Also Blut.
I love that. He didn't even need to use his metal powers. Wow, he's in control. That's cool.
Practical. It looks so much better.
Oh, it's so cool.
Let's just say I'm Frankenstein's monster.
That's what I was feeling at the beginning when I was like, it's kind of like a monster movie. He feels like that tragic monster. Like he's not. That's the classic Universal monsters, is that they're not really villains.
You care, you're invested, he's doing horrible things.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, the shadow. It's so composed. And then
yeah. One drink to a different.
Man, yeah, celebratory drink for a violent drink.
But also
God,
for like
it's such a good movie.
Also for like X-Men fans to know who they will evolve into.
Yeah.
And to portray them very different.
That's why it's good to use footage from X-Men 1. We just had it. Like this is 10 years after the first X-Men. This sets up such a more in-depth universe.
Moira McTaggart.
Charles Xavier.
Do you have a minute?
This is a big meeting in the comics.
The mutated MCR1 gene, I have 5.
His armor.
Everything's a mutation because that's how we all got here.
It's the same line.
It just, yeah.
I really need your help.
All right.
The kind of mutations that you were talking about in your thesis. I need to know if they may have already happened in people alive today.
Oh, indicator that he's using his abilities.
A little more subtle than earlier.
Something tells me you already know the answer to your question.
Why do you ask questions to which you already know the answer?
If I can help you, I will do my utmost.
Thank you.
Oh. Again, great chemistry. Sobers up. Is Chuck.
It also does make the X-Men Last Stand 5 seconds of Moira feel a little more rewarding. That is pretty awesome.
You're one of them?
Very astute of you, Colonel Landry.
The beginning of the X.
I didn't even see it.
Was on the board behind him.
Yeah, I didn't see it until he pointed out.
I can read your mind.
I've seen this before in a magic show. Are you gonna ask us to think of a number between 1 and 10?
Striker! Early Striker!
I'd rather ask you about the Jupiter missiles America are currently placing in Turkey.
You brought a goddamn spy.
Wow. How the hell did you get in the meeting?
Right? My trusted associate. My sister. She's cool.
How's that for a magic trick?
Yes. Love him.
Best I've ever seen.
I have no memory of him being in this movie.
We're going to call this a first-time reaction for Greg.
It's not, for sure. I've definitely seen this like twice or something.
I love that it's Cuban Missile Crisis, Nazis, and all things that are historic, like the comics do. Like, they do a really good job playing with time.
I'm as interested in this Sebastian Shaw as you are, and if you still want my help, meet me on the 3rd floor of the parking garage.
I love the ego to him.
Yeah. Which could have set up really good Onslaught. Like, they plant seeds here.
Because he hasn't really faced danger yet. He hasn't really faced anything
bad. He's only
bad.
had good things with his mutation.
Yeah.
It's just groovy.
Laura and I have just had a lovely conversation.
Yes, we did.
That is incredible. But I cannot take you anywhere else.
This has wonder. I'm so happy.
Yeah, like, the best X-Men movie.
It's revitalized my love for the X-Men franchise.
That's why I was so upset when they didn't let him keep going. Like, when we interviewed him, I was like, this is my X-Men. This is how I see them. Back to German. With the flag waving behind him, no less.
Do not attempt to move your vessel.
I think it messes with the X-Men audience pretty well for people who are just fans of the movies, because if we didn't know any better, we might even think that he was just another striker.
Yeah. Or another Magneto with a Brotherhood, but it's a different element.
I've lost Shaw. There's something blocking me. This has never happened to me before. I think there's someone like me on that ship. And I'm very sorry, but I don't think I'm going to be much help to you tonight. You're on your own.
Wow, you gave up pretty fast. Oh, can't really fight.
That's the first time I've had any sort of negativity at all in my life. I've been rich.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Seeing mutants like that and like the confused joy, I love it.
You okay?
There's someone else out there.
Wow. I love how it feels like it's like kind of a personality to it.
Also, like, the practical shit makes the CGI look better, and we started losing that like 5 years after this.
Oh.
Like, this is all real. God. Like, it got cheaper to make the whole ship CGI, so we just, and like, I miss this era, like Jurassic Park to now.
Getting away. It's so Bond.
Yeah, it really is a Bond movie, which clearly Matthew Vaughn loves if you've seen Argyle.
Oh, Kingsman too.
Much more so.
Oh, that's so cool. He's using his magnetism to go along with it.
He's worried about Erik even now.
Oh, perfect landing.
I know what this means to you, but you're going to die. Calm your mind.
Oh, what a first like use of that mantra that becomes later.
That was awesome. His introduction to him. They're both using their powers in their introduction, and he's using one to save.
And one to harm or try to harm.
How did you do that? You have your tricks, I have mine. I'm like you. Just calm your mind. I thought I was alone. You're not alone.
Aww.
Beautiful. It really is.
Like, it gets you so invested in them that you don't want what
inevitably happens.
Yeah.
And you also see from the nature nurture to introduce them why they're going to have the schism. But it also shows you why they have the bond, even in the Doomsday trailer.
Yeah, exactly.
My mission has been to investigate the application of paranormal powers in military defense.
Or offense.
That one line shows the difference between them. Yes, the prototype.
Most advanced plane ever built.
Oh shit, that's right.
Baby Lex.
This is Hank McCoy, one of our most talented young researchers.
I thought he was such a good
wonderful. Hank. Another mutant already here. Why didn't you say?
Good tact there, Charles.
Hank?
You didn't ask, so I didn't tell.
Don't ask, don't tell, outing him.
Super smart?
I'll say. You can show off.
Love how Magneto's still off to the side. Just like how he was originally brought into the comics.
Like how he looked then. Very beast.
Yeah, I love how there's like discovery.
Spider-Man kiss.
You're amazing.
Really?
Yeah, in Uncanny X-Men, Hank was a horn dog. They all were.
They all were. They're
They're
teenagers.
all like, Jean.
We've got one lady. Jean?
What am I thinking?
I don't know.
I was thinking that you are the most exquisite thing I've ever seen in my life. And that this needs ice. There's a good girl.
Oh, man. What a douche. The carrot stick combo.
It just messes with the continuity even more because in the first X-Men movie, he's like, I don't know how Erik, but somehow he found a way to block my telepathy. And I'm like, you mean that helmet that was invented like decades ago?
In the 60s?
Charles has never understood. He's different, but he's never had to hide.
To me, this explores a lot of these X-Men problems even better than the first two.
Oh, definitely. It's more because it's more intimate.
Do you think it would work on me?
I can look into it if you'd like.
What a good soft reboot, and they just didn't follow through.
I have to admit, usually when guys ask me out, they're not after my blood.
Sorry, I was excited.
Go ahead, take the blood.
Love how intimate it was that you pulled this master shot to show like, oh, it's actually kind of sexual.
And the dress looking like her skin and like the intimacy of that.
Kinky. By the way, if I look like you, I wouldn't change a thing.
Love that. Love that.
Dun dun.
I'd actually accept you.
It sets up so much from the first two, three, really, as far as like their relationship.
But it doesn't seem like concerned at all with tying it into the first couple of movies.
No, it's just emotional connection. Like, it doesn't have to feel like it's beholden to it, but it allows for those movies to be canon in this.
What do you know about me?
Everything.
I'm sorry, Erik, but I've seen what Shaw did to you. I can help you.
That's so smart to lean on that because so much of it has been intellectualizing what he's experienced.
And empathy, he doesn't
But for him to say, like, I felt it.
Yeah, and he's never had anyone feel what he felt because he thought he was alone.
I won't stop you leaving. I could.
But it also shows how, like, Rich Boy Charles could still be human because of the way he experiences people's memories.
Yeah, even though he's never had to deal with negativity, he's felt it.
Yeah.
You could do with some.
And that was clever. Shaw's got friends you could do with some.
Hank turned that radar
Cerebro.
installation into a transmitter. It's designed to amplify brain waves so it could enhance your telepathic power. Help us find other mutants for our division.
What if they don't want to be found by you?
What if they don't want to be found by you?
Inters.
Charles and I find the mutants. No suits.
Charles is fine with the CIA being involved.
I'm with Erik.
What if I say no?
Then good luck using your installation without me.
I love the planting of government interference because that comes up so much with Stryker, but also so much with Charles later. Like, there's so much here.
Everything feels so natural with how it weaves into with him. Like, what if they don't want to be found by you? You know,
the writing,
especially because of like his experiences of being hunted, and it's so good.
And they're all just discovering how many of them there are in real time.
But it never feels like, hey, this is how we set it up because we're a prequel, you know.
Unlike X-Men Wolverine, which is action, like all the set pieces felt so. This is so many set pieces, but they all flow.
Yeah,
it's the
as its own story that just happens to complement it as a prequel.
Yeah.
Are you sure we can't shave your head? Don't touch my hair.
And little jokes like that
little
are
cheeky
adorable.
lines like that, yeah. That's true. It's like he's bald in the future, but he's got the longest hair.
Yeah, clearly his ego and pride, and that would be affecting. Storm!
Kid with sunglasses. Must be
Cyclops.
Cyclops.
Only he wears sunglasses.
It's working.
Kid reading comics.
Catwoman's in this.
Oh, she is.
For that, Daddy-O, you get a private dance.
What an excellent transition in.
You cats know it's double for both, right?
No, that won't be necessary, although I'm sure it'd be magical. We were thinking more.
Baby, that is not the way it works around here.
More tea, Vicar? Don't mind if I do.
My turn.
They ought to keep it like kind of hot, too.
Yeah. No, like Claremont was such a horny dude. Like that's what the X-Men felt like. Especially the Claremont Byrne era.
Woo. And with the windows open. I mean, maybe the other girls know.
How would you like a job where you get to keep your clothes on?
God, what a great montage technique.
Brilliant. They actually make Cerebro fun.
Where's in Virginia, please? Take us all the way. That's a 6-hour drive.
That will give us plenty of time to talk.
What the hell does the government want with a guy like Alex Summers? Hope you're not planning on putting him with others. First guy I've ever met who actually prefers solitary confinement.
They actually have Alex Summers in here. Yeah. Damn, look at the delts.
Lucas
dude.
with the delts.
Yeah.
You like fish, I like fish too. Maybe we should get a bite sometime and talk about it.
Wow, look at them fish. Oh, the cameo.
Excuse me, I'm Erik Lehnsherr.
Charles Xavier.
Go fuck yourself.
One of the best uses of single F-bomb, Marv's beer.
Marv's beer.
Yeah. Perfect half-day shoot.
I like how they don't even try to talk to him.
Marv's is both obviously a Marvel now, but it's also the production company of Matthew Vaughn, so a little double there.
Then we have a problem.
It's the one issue I have with that cameo. They would try to talk to him.
Especially after pursuing the rest and knowing his powers that deeply. Yeah.
It's a fun cameo.
Logical? Maybe not.
I do like how I believe it does come back. They acknowledge that in Days of Future Past.
I think you're right, but I don't remember how, but I think you're right.
We are the children of the atom, my love.
They said the thing.
We have a situation.
You go on to Russia. I'll handle them.
The perfect president.
It ends with being rounded up, experimented on, eliminated.
Yeah, not this time. Show the Russians. They need us.
I love the chess not being a focal point, but it's setting up their metaphorical and literal chess game.
Damn, I wanted to be called Mystique.
Well, tough. I called it.
Whoa! And I'm way more mysterious than you.
This really does have the vibe of the early comics.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Kind of fits.
You can fly?
Uh-huh. And,
They're just destroying so much government property.
Get down when I tell you.
Their banter's so good. First X-Men where it feels like they've actually hired youth.
Yeah, like they're actually kids.
Let's just take it all out on this one statue.
Screw that guy in particular.
We've got intel that Shah is meeting with the Russian defense chief in Moscow. So go ahead.
I like how messy and coordinated that was to show why he'd need something to channel it.
Yeah. Which took forever to get them to really land on in these movies.
And to do it, to place it in the period of the civil rights movement era.
Yeah.
Smart.
Who destroyed the statue?
It was Alex.
you should be Professor X. And you should be Magneto.
Exceptional.
I love how childish that was.
And it makes the names work in their cheeky 60s way.
You should be Professor X.
You should be Magneto.
Yeah, this movie has a perfect tone.
I wish this movie got the credit X2 did.
Right.
Or Spider-Man.
I'm so sorry, this wasn't on the map.
I mean, if this was the first X-Men movie, it might have. And it would work as the first X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need the other X-Men movies.
It was like one of the best. This is like Star Trek soft reboot good. It's a prequel, sequel, reboot.
А что в кузове? Да ничего там нет.
Все хорошо?
Да.
Like, it keeps it in this fun tone and the wonder of it, but while subtly showing how mutants could be used as weapons.
We're sure.
I know.
And the outfits fit the world enough that it allows things like the names being silly but fitting.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the first three are a product of the 2000s. This is a product of the comics.
This is much more timeless.
And between you and I, honey, I'm a lot better company.
Please come in.
It's the Mission Impossible 2 guy.
The CIA invading the home of a senior Soviet official. Are you crazy?
I'm not CIA.
Ваше здоровье.
He's also the guy from Eurotrip.
Yeah.
So he's evil Russian guy.
He's good at it.
Or scummy Russian guy.
You know I can't talk about those things, Miss Frost.
You don't have to say a word.
Terrifying. I love how much more localized. You mentioned earlier, but Magneto's powers are so much more individualized.
You know how Dr. Octopus's tentacles
Yeah.
feel like a character? When he uses the objects, they feel like a part of his personality. They don't just feel like objects moving.
And it makes sense he's training. His powers would scale. Maybe the best thing that ever happened to the X-Men was X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah.
Because they brought us this.
Choreography on Magneto is amazing.
Fassbender's incredible, too.
Давай, куколка. Beautiful soup.
Pathetic.
That's a powerful ability.
Давай, куколка. You are. Yes, хорошо.
What a fun role.
Diamond skin doesn't protect her from something like that?
In the comics, it does. Because she can't even get shot.
So they just use the diamond skin as a way
To block her telepathy.
Yeah. But in Origins Wolverine, it blocks bullets.
It does in the comics, too. Like, this wouldn't happen. It's more like she's made of glass.
She won't be shifting into diamond form again. If she does, just give her a gentle tap.
Cruel. Wow.
So funny.
Broke that woman, man. I'm a bad guy.
Yeah, so I love it. It's got the perfect camp.
I love how the scale is so big and it's so contained at the same time. And then the Cuban Missile Crisis was real.
Radiation gave birth to mutants. What will kill the humans will only make us stronger.
Beautiful, isn't it?
He can see a vision that someone else had a vision of. He can see someone's imagination. That wasn't effects. That wasn't
him describing it to her, how she pictured it in her mind.
Reject Nation, how many times have you watched the Oscars and actually thought to yourself, there's no way this is actually going to win Best Picture, is it? I asked that question to relate to you, and also because we talk a lot about movies on this channel, obviously. And now with the Oscars, we are, of course, debating who will win, who might win what. So when we were told there's actually a platform where you can trade on your predictions for the Oscars, which is something I already do with my friends pretty much, that immediately caught my attention. It's called KALSHI. KALSHI is the largest prediction market in the world, where you can trade on outcomes of real-world events. Things like award shows, politics, and more. It's also federally regulated and available legally in all 50 states. So, like, we can pull up the Oscars market so you can see how this works. Okay, so right now on my end, you can see the best supporting actor, Sean Penn, is sitting around 69%. Stellan Skarsgård around 21%. Personally, I don't know if I totally buy that because Skarsgård right now has been getting a lot of momentum lately, so that might actually be interesting. Either way, there's a great example of this. You can see how it works. Each outcome has a price that reflects what the market thinks the chances are. If something is trading around 50 cents, the market is basically saying there's a 50% chance it happens. So if you trade at that price and you're right, those contracts settle at $1.
So if we scroll through a few of the markets, you can actually see how the odds shift depending on the category. So if we got for Best Actor, Michael B. Jordan, it's sitting around the low 50% range with Timothée Chalamet not too far behind in the mid-30s. It's kind of crazy when like a couple months ago you wouldn't have said that. And over in Best Director, we got Paul Thomas Anderson is the clear favorite right now, around 90% range with Ryan Coogler sitting under 10%. Personal pick would have been Ryan Coogler for him. And in Best Picture right now, you got One Battle After Another, which is leading the market around 75% with Sinners trailing around 22%. I think One Battle After Another definitely has this one.
So if you're already enjoying debating who's going to win the Oscars, or if you go to like Oscars parties with your friends like I do, this is a really interesting way to put your predictions to the test. You can go to kalshi.com/Oscars and use the promo code you see right here on screen, kalshi.com/Oscars. Trade $10, get $10. Thank you, Kalshi, for sponsoring this video.
Guys being stupid I can handle, but I'd rather a bunch of guys stare at me with my clothes off than the way these ones stare at me.
Me too.
Comfort zone.
What was that?
Damn, he's so much more buff now.
Dude, yeah, he got huge. And he's much more deserving Mr. Terrific than what they do to poor Darwin here.
Wow.
How terrifying Nightcrawler could be with Azazel.
Oh, shit. He's murdered?
They're murdering. Just CIA.
But
just killing
they
him.
murdered our guy?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That sucks.
You got to show their villains.
We have an intruder on the main atrium.
Where are the mutants?
You take another step, I'm gonna put you down.
Of course you will. But where do I find the more evolved people?
Damn, they keep breaking this glass.
They picked the villains so well.
Amazing. It really does show, though, that by Magneto choosing to don that helmet, that he has chosen the villainous side. Awesome. I do like that these government people are trying to protect children.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not like little kids, but
they seem like kids.
Yeah.
Like they seem young.
They're young adults. Yeah. Makeup and effects are pretty amazing on him. God damn.
They hold up well because so much is practical instead of CGI. Or a blend. I like how Darwin's always like trying to protect as much as he can because his powers are so transformative.
They're right through that door. Just let us normal people go. We're no threat.
Such an over the top like.
Yeah, that little moment was no more dead cops for the X-Men. This is how I feel, and it will serve the plot.
My name is Sebastian Shaw, and I am not here to hurt you. Azazel. There's a revolution coming when mankind discovers who we are, what we can do. Each of us will face a choice: be enslaved or rise up to rule.
It's crazy because Magneto becomes the thing he hated.
You can stay and fight for the people who hate and fear you, or you can join me and live like kings.
Forgot how many scenes Eddie and Nick had together, like 20 years before Superman.
And queens.
I didn't even put together that we have 3 DC characters in here, actually.
Yeah. Current.
Oh man, she was just saying how she hated being stared at.
Angel, are you kidding me?
But the people that hate...
Come on.
She's the one that revealed how much it makes her uncomfortable.
How can you just go with them after he does this?
Poor Darwin. Justice for Eddie Gathegi.
I like the personalities of the new recruits. Not as not super emotionally invested in them. Yeah.
I think it's more like the 2 leads, and then they're meant to be under, like, you know,
Yeah.
they're more of the kids. But I agree, they're not as formed as...
That's the hardest part of the X-Men movies.
So much to juggle.
You got to care about it. Like
10 people.
Your emotional investment on certain people will very much vary, you know?
Yeah.
Я слышал, Куба прекрасно в это время года. И так близко к Флориде.
Like that moment with Darwin's death, I feel like should have been heartbreaking.
So we should have had more time. Yeah, and more time with him and Alex.
Yeah.
Because they clearly had a bond we didn't get to see enough of.
Or some scene that held more weight.
General Army Volkov.
So the White Queen is Emma Frost, and the Black King is him. I just realized they have him in some of his comic accurate clothes. It was like big frilly.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, but for that small scene, it was subtle, so it doesn't look silly.
Darwin's dead, Charles. And we can't even bury him.
We can avenge him.
He said the line.
The Uncanny Avengers canon.
Shaw has his army. We need ours.
I like that he's the one that's willing to sacrifice, and then that leads to the school, and...
We've got nowhere to go. Yes, we do.
I am rich.
Security is more important than liberty. There's a war coming, John.
Oh, I like circling that so she could probably hear their thoughts.
Yeah.
Showing, that's cool.
Listening.
Though I wouldn't call it a war exactly. That suggests both sides stand an equal chance of winning.
January Jones?
Yeah, Mad Men.
She's good casting depending on whatever role they
Depends on the scene.
Like she has like...
There are moments.
She has very specific, like she's on the show Last Man on Earth, Mad Men. Like in this role, sometimes she's like perfect, but there's not the biggest range.
Yeah, there are moments I'm like, that line worked for the character, but maybe not for that moment.
They will have declared war against the United States. We will have no choice but to retaliate with a full nuclear response.
So many character actors in this, like legendary ones.
That's not RFK Jr.
No. His voice works. That's Keir. Like he just passed away. He was in a bunch of music videos, and he pops up in Blade and.
It's ours.
But
Xavier's Mansion.
It's under my name. If
yeah, it's ours, but it's Xavier's Mansion.
Come on, time for the tour.
Man, the Jennifer Lawrence era of Hunger Games and this, and she was just everywhere and passionate.
She does passion projects now.
Yeah, I think she's back to caring. I think that she took some time off for a reason.
I think it's the big stuff she doesn't care about.
Yeah, but this wasn't that then yet. Like,
no, she was still up and coming.
Мы должны послать туда наш флот.
But Mystique will grow up to just be a quiet, cold, muted person.
She will speak much less.
All missiles.
Love this comic choice. The frames, the historical footage mixed with ours.
That is actually a really good point, yeah. Put the historical footage in comic panels.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Ah!
Something that big? I need the situation, the anger.
No, the anger's not enough. What's gotten the job done all this time? It's nearly gotten you killed all this time.
Anger is temporary, fleeting.
And blinding at times, like it can cloud.
You will burn out.
My stepfather...
You need wise goals, Erik.
Come on. Themes.
You need passions.
You're hitting a pitch with sound waves that have the same resonant frequency as the glass. That's why it shatters. But this, it's like any other muscle in the body. You can control it.
That Caleb Landry Jones?
Yeah.
That took me fucking forever to realize.
Oh, wow.
That.
Yeah, no. New Dracula, Caleb Landry Jones.
I was like, it looks like that guy from Get Out.
We're in the third act of the movie.
Wait a minute.
It is. That's really funny.
I was like, why is this kid so creepy?
Just an odd choice for Banshee. I don't know why they made him creepy, but Caleb Landry Jones is great.
Whenever you're ready.
It's interesting they turned the red and made it fiery and heat, like Cyclops is supposed to be concussive and their brothers, but they definitely played differently here.
I will teach you to control this, Alex.
And Cyclops hit his head, and that's part of why he can't control it. So I do like that, like you said, they gave it the suit to channel. What a great sound.
It just wasn't a specific enough scream.
Get set. Go.
Awesome.
Impressive, Hank. Feet like those, all you need is a red nose. Right, Bozo?
Why is he such a jerk? When did she start doing like her gymnastics training?
Right now. This is how it starts.
Then you're only half paying attention to whatever else you're doing.
I was thinking that. How much does it drain her to stay in that mode?
Constantly like aware of self.
You want society to accept you, but you can't even accept yourself.
And again, I love that later or earlier, it's just her accepting herself to the level of just being her all the time. Like,
and they keep showing that Hank is drawn to her whenever she's in that her human form, you know?
And Xavier's not anymore, even though he met her and he was, and then she leaves. Yeah!
This must have been a weird audition.
All right, Lucas Till, we need you to...
You have the most incredible cellular structure I've ever seen.
She is just so comfortable with people.
Truly believe I'll fly this time.
Unreservedly.
I trust you.
Untouched.
I don't trust him.
Say nothing.
Say nothing.
Ah, that's awesome. That's so cool.
You know you were thinking the same.
Wonderful work, Hank. Thank you very much.
Beast. Wonderful work.
I have complete and utter faith in you.
What an actor Fassbender is, man.
Their chemistry is also so undeniable.
Yeah.
Like, there's one thing this franchise got down is, like, both their Xaviers and Magnetos.
Yeah.
That's so hard to get down.
Yeah, good luck to whoever's next.
Yeah.
Whoever films the end of this year, apparently. Good luck.
When you can access all that, you'll possess a power no one can match.
This is what McAvoy said he wanted for a fifth X-Men, is to bring them back into being like brothers in the new era of like mutants being exposed. Like he had this whole, we did a panel together and he had this whole pitch for X-Men 5 being like brothers and romance in its own way. And I was like, God, I want this. Like you believe Fassbender believes he can move this.
Mm-hmm. He's also not afraid to be so vulnerable with his expressions in moments like this. It could probably feel cheesy as hell for an actor.
Yeah, like like man,
his eyes too, like the gravity on his face.
The president's about to make his address.
So one thing about MCU casting that worries me for X-Men is I think they need chemistry tests.
Yeah, they need to cast pairs.
They sometimes do like too much individual casting.
And cast like buzzword names now. They used to do like Chris Evans before he was huge. Chris Hemsworth's a better example.
The world is primed for war, and there's no one to stop me.
You got a new girl?
Yeah, and she feels powerful now.
I have a surprise for you.
So Vaughn's always been interested in the cure, huh?
I
Yeah.
isolated the right marker
Yeah.
in your DNA sample.
Like, the second movie was supposed to be this exploration, which makes sense following this movie.
You do still want to do this?
And it's such an interesting allegory to all things X-Men.
Well, you already do. You're hiding right now, like I have my whole life.
They probably felt it was too close to X-Men 3 to explore it again, but I would have loved to have seen it in better hands.
You're beautiful, Hank. Everything you are, you're perfect.
You haven't seen him in his full form.
Look at all we've achieved this week. All we will achieve?
Is his only mutated form right now just the feet?
Yeah, in the comics it starts with hands and feet, and he's
Yeah.
just proportions.
It's like...
But him experimenting on himself is what turns him into. And then later he evolves into like a cat beast thing because he keeps experimenting.
But even if we save the world tomorrow and mutants are accepted into society, your natural blue form will never be deemed beautiful.
Oh, that's mean.
You look beautiful now.
Oh, dude. Oh.
We need this cure.
Oh, just like that, Hank. You lost all, even with me.
Yeah, dude.
You know, I don't care how much I understand where you're coming from all the society shit that you've dealt with your entire life. I
Shouldn't
judge
have said
you
it.
completely now.
On your one
on
action.
this one individual life.
Canceled.
Poor choice of words. Poor choice of words, Hank. You're beautiful now.
Russia, America, makes no difference.
Game of chess. So it begins.
I'm not going to stop Shaw. I'm going to kill him. Do you have it in you to allow that?
Love it. And you score them profile. It's like tension square off, right on that.
You've known all along why I was here, Charles.
Then how to metaphorically use the game of chess.
Yeah.
Not if we stop a war. Not if we can prevent Shaw. Not if we risk our lives doing so.
You misunderstand humans.
We're the next stage of human evolution. You said it yourself.
No.
Are you really so naive as to think that they won't battle their own extinction?
See, I love that. They drive home that debate because when he says that, the next stage of human evolution, there's a sense of like we'll be gods among them.
Yeah, and asking if his arrogance clouds his judgment.
But just because of the next stage of human evolution doesn't mean we're gods.
Killing Shaw will not bring you peace.
Peace was never an option.
I really like how they just let everyone do their own thing. Like there's no concern with like how do I line this performance up to be like this guy in the future?
Yeah.
Like there's no to that concern.
And then later it works. Like Days of Future Past, we get them paired.
Did even like Nicholas Hoult, definitely Mystique, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Oh my god, I totally forgot about. That's literally forgot. Yeah, this is how it
This is how it happens in the comics
yeah.
too. And in the new X-Men era, he transforms again, and that's a big thing.
They use like classic Universal monster stuff. It's like a Jekyll and Hyde situation.
Yeah, that's a good call. And I like that it ties into her genomes. That is why he's blue, because there's so many blue mutants.
That's so smart.
What a shot. That was a cool transformation.
Get out, Raven. I want to go to bed.
Maybe in a few years.
Foreshadowing.
How about now?
That's such a great cameo. Oh my god.
It's perfect.
Forgot all about
I
that.
prefer the real Raven. I said the real Raven.
One of those memed things on the internet. Comes from this magic.
It's an underrated visual effect.
Yeah.
But you have to be perfectly in the right position to match the makeup transformation. That's fucking hard.
Have you ever looked at a tiger and thought you ought to cover it up?
No. I don't know if I've ever seen a tiger in real life, actually.
Beautiful.
No.
Should look more tigers. Great.
It's time for you to be free.
The writing in this is so much better than the average comic book movie. Like the liberation of Mystique and the dialogue and how she turns to Magneto and the tiger line. Like there's just so much.
Look at that CGI. Amazing computer
sometimes
generated
I
effects.
wonder what my life would have been like
Man,
if
I
you
miss
hadn't
makeup.
found me here that night.
Nah, AI could do it.
God's sake, Raven. Where are your clothes? Put some clothes on.
But I guess pets are always cuter when they're little, right?
They acknowledge she's actually
Raven, I
naked.
don't know what's gotten into you lately.
Liberated.
He tells me that he's found the answer to your cosmetic problem.
I love the transformation happens while she's accepting herself even more.
But no matter how bad the world gets, you don't want to be against it, do you?
You want to be a part of it.
That's a great summation of Charles. I love that. No matter how bad the world gets, you don't want to be against it and you be part of it. Like, he does always want to fit in.
I mean,
what the hell happened here?
Hank could just, manipulate it and be like, I just wanted to look like you because you're beautiful and I love you,
Totally just play that off.
Do we really have to wear these?
There's none of us mutated to endure extreme G-force or being riddled by bullets. I suggest we suit up.
X-suits.
Hank?
Wow.
It didn't attack the cells. It enhanced them. It didn't work.
There's like a motion blur thing going on. One sec.
No more hiding.
Never look better, man.
Ah!
Don't mock me.
Never look better, man.
That immediately.
And he was being sincere.
He's being so nice.
The one time Magneto's nice.
You sure you can fly this thing?
You know what's funny?
Of course I can.
They nail down the nicknames first time. Every time.
Yeah.
They're never like,
let me play with it.
Yeah, they're like,
the MCU humor doesn't have to. Let's just go with that.
They just, Beast. Yeah.
Beast.
Everyone got their nickname the first go around, first try.
I like that too.
Magneto, Professor X, Banshee.
3 minutes to the embargo line, sir. God help them if they cross it.
Hey, Michael Ironside.
Down general quarters.
Like I said, this movie's stacked with that guys.
I feel like his powers have never been stronger.
Yeah, they're both training, right?
Do not fire!
They've signaled the cargo ship to turn around, sir.
Standing by to fire, sir.
On my count.
Great ticking clock, tension, stakes.
I feel like Professor X is stronger than it was in the X-Men movie, the original 3. I do like something I have noticed that different about this finale is that
A little warning next time, Professor.
Sorry about that.
it does have that vibe of like kids that are like a little in over their head.
Yeah, they're figuring out as they go.
Normally when the X-Men show up or something, it's like, okay, they got this handled. The X-Men are here.
That's why I hope the new iteration they do, like TV show, let the kids be kids. They like have different tiers of maturity. They should be kids. You're for war. Take him to the brick.
We're moving to a backup plan.
He's down there. We need to find him now.
Well, then he must be underwater, and obviously we don't have sonar.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
It's so cool. So cool. It's nice when it's not just Wolverine.
That's what I've been saying for decades. For decades. There's so many X-Men, and they're a team. Go cut this. Go heal this.
Like this. They're all ensemble movies, but this is the one where I really
It
feel
feels like an ensemble.
Feels like a true ensemble is shining.
Yeah.
You back right up.
2 leads in an ensemble.
Like,
He's open the Bombay doors.
I didn't realize how much I rooted for Banshee until right now.
Yeah, everyone's got their moment.
That's a pretty badass.
It's written to have their moment. Even that Magneto beat, like you stay right there.
You control it.
And he's a good teacher. Like
We'll see you soon. Go!
there's like 20 great dynamics because everyone gets those crossovers.
Man, the way they visually realize Banshee too, it's incredible. Look at that.
Yeah, they have like a
incredible.
walk-off cam on him. Yeah, it looks so good.
It's very believable. It's like they keep feeling that there's technological barriers, but they're the technology.
Yeah, and the powers translated up here to him.
Let's find out. Yeah. Like it's just so exciting. It's like they're in like a sports arena, you know?
Yeah.
It's like fucking game time. Let's go.
And that last mirror shot mirroring all the segments earlier in comic panels, there's so much visual language at play.
Like this is more exciting than the Last Stand finale. The Last Stand finale I felt like was trying to
feel this.
Yeah. Like battles galore. But I'm like, nah, it's the strategy and everything, you know?
And team dynamics and powers.
He was aging, looking his real age there.
Kevin Bacon, age 70 or whatever.
Yeah.
Remember, the point between rage and serenity.
Beautiful. I love that, the connection.
And the mirroring the first time they met. He's lifting the very sub he wanted to lift before.
How that team worked together.
Yeah.
I'm right here with you, buddy.
What a visual. This is the awe that I feel like you lose once you hit 20, 50 sequels, because, like, how do you go up and up and up? But, like, moments like this and giving them their weight. Like the helicarrier rising in the first Avengers. Like, these moments need gravity.
Well, that's the first moment, too, for all these soldiers where they're seeing...
Mutants.
Yeah, that moment right there was like, this is something different. Like, they just exposed themselves for the first time. Everything else was like, it could have been something else.
Yeah, it was all covert until now.
Oh, boy.
So cool.
He visually understood how to
show powers,
how to bring magnetism to life better than Bryan Singer did.
I'd say that for all the powers.
Yeah, I would say that too. Yeah. I would say that too. Yeah.
He made an X-Men movie.
I read the teleporter's mind.
I'd say he's better than 90% of comic movie directors for understanding powers. Banshee looks awesome. Everyone's powers look incredible.
Well, I really feel like Magneto's understanding of a magnetic field.
Yeah.
Like
the
even
sound
like
design
that, how
too.
to like levitate there. I was like, oh wow, that's really cool. And like the subtlest
And
moments.
the lowering with the sound.
Yeah.
Raven, stop!
I'm going to help them.
We don't have time for this. Anything comes in that entrance, you're taking care of it, yes?
Fine.
You're a professional martial artist. Don't forget it.
And acrobat soon.
Yeah.
If we go, you go.
We believe Charles trying to detonate some kind of bomb.
Very respectable on the the new names that they have. He
Beast
knew,
with love.
He knew subconsciously in that moment to call him Beast.
Not your secret identity.
Yeah. Was he just like underwater this whole time? Or was he?
Erik, you're there. You've reached the void.
He's not here, Charles. Shaw's not here.
And I love these disorienting shots as he's descending into the villainy
in
choice.
his mind, yeah.
There's no one here, goddammit.
Like it's also fitting for like the fact that the ship's turned sideways, but it's telling
A
of the
Dutch
character
angle for us. Yeah.
Erik.
Man, that's good visual language. That's a really good point. The wire works solid.
Yeah, they got people who are really flying.
Yeah.
Like there. That's a real shot, guys.
Over the oak. Like, this looks great.
May I ask you something? Why are you on their side?
A reflection of your future self.
He's gone into the void. I can't communicate with him there.
Why fight for a doomed race who will hunt us down as soon as they
Void
realize their reign is coming to an end?
Thunderbolts? He covered his ears. That was clever.
Would that still work?
You'd have to know exactly the angle and throw another. I don't know.
I don't know how squirrel suits work.
But it's cool.
Yeah.
That would be a problem. Man, how long did they film with wires over the ocean? That was crazy.
Good stuntman.
Sorry for what happened in the camps. I truly am.
Are you? You murdered his mom.
He's not.
He's back! Erik, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. It's starting to work.
Oh my god, the visuals are insane.
To unlock your power, to make you embrace it.
It's working. I'm starting to see him, but I can't yet touch his mind.
And that's how he learned how the helmet worked. Okay, I was like, how did he ever learn how the helmet worked?
And you're just starting to scratch the surface. Think how much further we could go together.
So this is the first time we're seeing Magneto go up against a villain who's stronger than him.
Yeah, I mean, he's nuclear powered right now.
Red versus blue.
Stop!
Good thing she knew exactly what he was wearing.
Charles told her? Boop.
Everything you did made me stronger, made me the weapon I am today. You are my creator.
No, Charles!
Insane. Amazing. Somehow he's found a way to block my telepathic thoughts. I don't know how.
Erik, please, be the better man. You have
Then I don't trust you.
Erik, there will be no turning back. Don't do this, Erik!
And he knows he's got to hold him, and he's like complicit. Oh, man.
If you're in there, I'd like you to know that I agree with every word you said. We are the future.
I like how the helmet is a little too big for
Yeah.
I hate when like characters pick up other shit and it's
It's
like perfectly fitting.
We got the exact same subset.
You killed my mother.
This is what we're going to do.
Beautiful.
Truly.
I'm going to count to 3, and I'm going to move the coin.
And they establish that he feels when he's in their mind.
And if he lets go, then
he's going to have to feel death.
Yep. He's right there with him. Oh, that match shot. The matching pan is so good.
And he's screaming. That's what
it's passing through there. Oh, it's so beautiful.
He's feeling it internally. Kevin Bacon is, but he can't let it out.
The Russians share our concerns and will join a strike on all the mutants.
Has anyone heard from my son? His name's William.
Today our fighting stops.
Martyr. Crucified. In some ways, Shaw was a symbol.
Birth of Magneto.
Take off your blinders, brothers and sisters. The real enemy is out there.
I like how you can still hear his Irish accent.
Yeah, it pops out every so often.
Metal, targeting us, Americans, Soviets.
Us, Irishmen.
United in their fear of the unknown.
I mean, sometimes you hear McAvoy's Scottish accent too.
Yeah. And it must have been hard being around another Celt and trying to be American around each other.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, even British, they can't even maintain their British accent. Yeah.
and Moira's Australian.
Yeah. That's right, yeah.
Fleet Commander, this is X-Ray Bravo 70. Respond, over.
Actually, Hoult probably has the most consistent accent. You never hear his picture.
True. That's right. Yeah.
Brit?
You're right about that.
Woo.
Utmost confidence. Barely even a struggle now. It's like killing Shaw liberated him in some way. He found purpose.
And he found that balance between bliss and rage.
You guys got to get off those boats, man.
Gentlemen, it's been an honor serving with you.
They're not even trying to leave.
I mean, where do you go?
Onto the water? Ooh.
Oh, it still hurts.
Ooh. And his concern for him in that moment too.
I love that he throws the bullet away and throws these bullets away, the missiles.
Another victory for the humans and a loss for mutants.
You did this.
She didn't do this, Zach. You did it.
And I gotta say, it's so well fucking done too. It's unexpected. The movie doesn't feel like it's ever telegraphing.
Yeah.
He's gonna end up in a wheelchair.
Because you don't think about it how does it happen? What's wait.
But it's so meaningful too, and how it happens.
In each other's arms, and Mora who takes care of him after.
Charles, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Charles.
It's all right.
If only Charles knew to go after him when his helmet was off. But for the next 30 years, he'll be wearing that helmet every moment.
Every day, even when he poops.
Now we get ready to play ours. Who's with me?
Such a good Magneto.
Oh, he is. I'd follow him.
No more hiding.
I love how much more this feels justified than earlier when Shaw was recruiting. They do such a good job paralleling those two brotherhoods.
They saved the day and they were still attacked.
Yeah, I mean, they just saw. And a human was the one shooting. Like that, he has another vengeance.
I can't feel my legs.
Aw. There's something so heartbreaking in that realization.
Yeah.
It's you keep repeating it, like you're trying to contend with the reality.
McAvoy's acting just carries it.
Wheels. X.
Got to. He's a man of branding.
Next thing you know, I'll be going bald. We're still on the government.
These are the X-Men in Deadpool, aren't they? In the cameo?
I don't know. Yeah, I think in Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
You're X-Men.
She been.
I'll never tell them where you are, ever.
I know you won't. I know.
Oh, Superman.
The attack on HQ, leaving to go somewhere else. And then this morning, I woke up at home.
All that time wiped clean from your mind. He can do that. You don't remember anything.
I wish Professor X was alive, so that way I could do more first-time watches.
I mean, this one effectively was.
Kiss.
Oh, Jesus. Gentlemen, this is why the CIA is no place for a woman.
Oh, God. Awful.
What the hell was that?
really do set up a sequel.
Yeah.
Yes. Our differences.
With a comic accurate suit.
Where's your telepath friend?
God left a bit of a gap in my life, if I'm to be honest. I was rather hoping you would fill it.
I need a telepathy. Oh my God, say the fucking word. God damn it. Telepathic friend.
Erik, I believe.
I prefer.
Oh, we got the horns.
Yeah.
Right.
They did the whole thing.
They did the horns.
And it ends with their suits. Like, it doesn't end at X-Men. It ends with the Brotherhood. Oh, man. What a good... 4 screenplay writers, and it turned out that good is crazy.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, that's the best one so
That's
far.
the best one. I think it's the best one, period.
I
But
mean, we got more to go.
we got more to go. That is, in my
before we
opinion,
declare,
the best
but
one.
Yeah, I think my whole life I have said X2, but now that we've watched them all in sync, that is undoubtedly the best one to me.
I would
But kind of
argue
by a large margin.
that not only is this the best X-Men movie, I would say this is like amongst the best comic book movies. Like, it is just so
It's pretty incredible.
topical and uses time in a clever way. It plays with chronology. It's a prequel, sequel, reboot. It's got great relationships. It's got impeccable directing. It uses
Yeah.
power as well. Like,
And it's also exciting and fun and moving.
and smart. And the
Yeah.
dialogue like inspires.
Yeah. It's poignant. I love that.
That was
I love
so
that.
good.
That was an incredible film. It's also visually beautiful.
And the frame choices are so comic-y, but still film language.
Yeah.
It is a fine line it walks.
I also like we had the debate of was Magneto right in like the first X-Men movie? And what I like here is that because there's not as much of societal oppression that's happening to them because they're still new to society, it really puts you in a much more perspective of how this is so much more of a personal vendetta of Magneto than it is like a revolutionary right, you know? Because I think when you hop into X-Men, you're like, oh, it's because of the oppression of mutants. And it's like, but it's in some ways, because the fight started so early on, that like, what if they had chosen different paths together? What if they had both chosen together to like
How
Erik
strong they are together.
Yeah, then they might have been able to change the course of history for how mutants were perceived if they had stuck together versus immediately like, no, we got to fight humans
That Eric's
before
gone
we're
through
exposed.
so much already,
Yeah.
and like you understand both of their perspectives, and they understand each other's perspective.
But this one really lines up how personal of a choice it was for Erik, to the point where I'm like, oh man, what if Erik had just chosen to be with Charles? Maybe this would have panned out differently for them in the future, like panned out differently for society.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know if it's recorded anywhere, but I did MegaCon, which is a fan expo con in Florida, and I had a panel with McAvoy, and I asked him what he wanted for X-Men 5, and he said basically the relationship with him and Magneto to be like explored into that again, but after the events of these X-Men movies.
Okay.
And like that's what I would love to see most. Obviously, we're getting a third reboot because we've had Dark Phoenix, we're going into the MCU X-Men, but that to me is the crux of their relationship. To me, those scenes make what we just got with the Doomsday teaser more exciting.
All right,
seeing
yeah.
the beginning of them and seeing them at the very end, like still bonded.
No, that was amazing. I don't recall appreciating it to that degree when I first saw it.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, that's my favorite one by a lot. All right, well, I'm excited to watch more of Hugh Jackman's abs.
Yeah, we got to go back because that one didn't do well. Back to the Wolverine show with the Wolverine. This one's good, though. I like the Wolverine.
Yeah, and there's an R-rated version out there.
Oh, we're going to watch that one?
I mean, yeah, Disney Plus has the PG-13 version, but I know there is an R-rated one out there.
And are we going to watch the Rogue Cut? When we get to Days of Future Past? Okay, so we'll do Rogue Cut just for the people and R-rated Wolverine.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We'll mix it up.
Hardcore.
We'll mix it up. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thanks, Coy, for bringing your level of expertise yet again. Where would you rank this, guys? Do you wish they had a direct sequel as well? Put your thoughts in the comments below. We'll see you guys soon. Make sure to subscribe for more.